first one is Ditshwanelo, the Botswana Center for Human Rights, as a facilitator of the Botswana Civil Society Solidarity Coalition for Zimbabwe, which was established in 2006. The second hat I wear is as Ditshwanelo, a member of the International Federation for Human Rights, FIDH. And the third hat I wear is as FIDH representative. Dear friends, good evening again to each and every one of you. We may say that tonight is about Zimbabwe, but in fact it is about our Southern Africa region. In my language, Setswana, we say Matlo, Hoshamababi. Basically, if my neighbor's house is on fire, my house is on fire. This is the story of our neighbor, Zimbabwe. Human rights defenders, as we've been hearing, have been increasingly under threat in Zimbabwe for several years, to the extent that, in fact, they are operating in shrunken, not shrinking space. This has been affected in different ways through imprisonment and enforced disappearances such as Itai Dzamara, and that happens to critics of the government, through legislation such as the 2023 Patriotic Act, which violates fundamental rights and freedoms, including freedom of expression and association, through the recent elections which the SADC Observer Mission found fell short of the requirements of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, the Electoral Act and the SADC Principles and Guidelines governing democratic elections, 2021, and through the state capture of institutions of democracy, including the Zimbabwe Election Commission. With the recent recalls of elected opposition members of parliament and the consequential disengagement of the opposition party, CCC, from parliament, civil society space indeed has continued to be shrunken. This evening, as we express our solidarity for the people of Zimbabwe, we all call upon the African Commission on Human and People's Rights to also act for the people of Zimbabwe as they seek to reclaim some space, through calling for, firstly, the repeal of the Patriotic Act in its entirety. Secondly, the cessation of the ongoing recalls of members of parliament. Thirdly, the release of all political prisoners, including Job Sikala. And fourthly, the initiation of a path to inclusive dialogue towards the full implementation of the recommendations of the SADC Election Observer Mission. These actions will help to douse the flames of injustice and impunity and prevent the flames from spreading from neighbor to neighbor to neighbor in our Southern Africa region. Effective solidarity action is urgently required for the protection of human rights for both the present and future generations of our region. Thank you.